Welcome friends once again to this new video. Not exactly a new topic. We have been continuously talking about a topic of late, and this in fact is fourth video in a row on time management and time utilization. Hope you all saw the other earlier three videos on this. If not, please see them. Please share them. Very important. Please subscribe the channel. Presuming that you saw all these earlier three videos, let me tell you one thing. Now, not anymore your excuse of no time or lack of time or deficiency of time will be accepted. Moreover, such excuses will be taken as a cliche. And if you still try to build up a story, a true story in fact, on your account of why you got late, that will be nothing but a rhetoric. Please, we all have 101 reasons to be late. Sometimes our vehicle has a starting problem. Some of our very important belongings were missing on the last moment. There is an important visitor when you are just about to get out of the house, or there is an abrupt rain. There can be a traffic block, or your train is late, your bus is late. There are so many reasons, innumerable reasons for getting late. But the situation is, today the world expects you to be in a different status. A man with a mission statement of despite all that, means despite all the hindrances, all the obstacles, I made it at last. That perfect deliverance is what is expected from everyone. And in time management and utilization, the most desirable mission statement is that despite all the odds, I made it. And we should be readily prepared for that. Now, let's analyze another very important thing on this. Now, in this innumerable reasons, 101 reasons as we put it, of means instrumental in making you late. If you analyze, you will find there are not many reasons like your breakfast was late, your lunch was late, or getting your shirt pressed or dress well made is late and all that. Not much. You cannot see such complaints. There are very rarely such complaints, or seldom there are such complaints. So that indicates a very important learning in life, that you have a university on time management in your house. If you prepare your mind to go to your kitchen and spend 1 hour there, you will realize this. Your wife will naively demonstrate how time is managed by her so smartly. If you spend 1 hour there in the kitchen with your wife, your sister, your mother-in-law, whosoever is in charge of the house, they will amaze you by naively demonstrating how they smartly make use of the time available with them. The 1 hour they spend on multiple jobs will be not sufficient for you or somebody else to perform that many jobs single-handedly. So there is a saying in management schools, if you really want to learn time management, look at your wife, look at your housewife, look at your mother, look at your sister who runs the kitchen, runs the house in fact. This is a very, 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 very important thing. Otherwise also a lady is an excellent manager, because see, science says the frontal lobe of their brain is broader than a man, which gives them excellent extra ability of thinking and remaining matured. That is proven science. Having said that, let me, for convenience, classify our daily job functions into 4 categories, which will make us easy on analyzing and evaluating on this on a different dimension altogether. Now, on the basis of their urgency and importance, let's categorize our daily job functions into 4. First one, jobs which are not important, not urgent. Second one, jobs which are not important but urgent. Third one, jobs which are important but not urgent. And the fourth one, jobs which are both important and urgent. Now let's look at them one by one. First one, jobs which are not important and not urgent. You will have so many of such assignments in life. You could easily avoid them, but you will not normally avoid them. But repent later on. Like I tell you, your friends or friend keeps on nagging you for not meeting him for a long time now. And you know that sitting down with him is not of a great use. But still, after a few months, when he insists, and one fine morning when he calls and tells something very important and urgent, please come, you go there on a Sunday. Maybe to a restaurant, or a beach, or a park. You go sit down, or to his house. Go sit down with him. He keeps talking. You keep listening. 2-3 hours later, you realize that nothing important is going on. Only gossips, only ill talks, only bad discussions. So somehow, after a few hours, you take your excuse and come out. And you keep repenting way back on having to waste your time, waste your precious time. There were so many important and better jobs to be performing that day, but you lost your time. What to do? So intelligently, we should always be trying to foresee this in advance and try to avoid such occasions as long as possible. Just not to displease them, you can turn up and say hello, that's all. Beyond that, if you are sure you are going to lose your time, don't ever do that. And the second category, jobs which are not important but urgent. This also is a very tricky situation. There are some jobs which show up as they are very urgent, but actually there is no importance in that. But that urgency will catch your attention and you will be entangled into the guts of it. So I give an example. Now suppose your wife, morning your wife left for her office, children gone to their school, and you are to close the apartment and get out for your office. So just 2 minutes left for you. Your bus is to be in the stop in 2 minutes time, or your pickup to be there, or you have 2 more minutes for you to readily start and go. But as you lock the house, suddenly the phone inside the house, maybe the land phone or a static mobile phone inside, rings. It catches your curiosity. You cannot suppress it. You reopen the house, get into the room where the phone is kept. Either the phone stops ringing by the time you reach there. If it is a land phone, you are absolutely confused. You are tensed. Who called? You don't know. Till again somebody calls and declares, I called. Or if it is a static mobile phone in the house, maybe it's a call from the service provider and you attend it, you waste your time. Or maybe something which is not very important. So in both cases you wasted your time on an urgent thing which was absolutely not important. You come out, lock your house, get out to the bus stop, the bus is gone. You are late to the office. You reach your office by 1 hour late. Your whole day is gone because you are absolutely disappointed right from morning. So avoid such situations very diligently. And the third category of jobs, look at it. Jobs which are important but not urgent. That again is a very tricky situation for us, because prima facie they are not urgent jobs. They are important, but you have a lot of time. You try to convince yourself that I have a lot of time to address this job, deal this and do something on it, because it's not urgent. So you leave it like that. And they gradually metamorphose into last moment urgent jobs and will start giving you hell. That's why there is a fourth category, that is jobs which are important and urgent. So the third category, let's once again analyze. Suppose you are sitting and finishing your beautiful breakfast. As you finish and when just on a discussion, you ask your wife, what is for lunch? It's a meaningless question because you just finished your breakfast asking about lunch. Is it necessary? It is necessary. There are still 3-4 hours for the lunch, but preparing for the lunch is very important. Whatever support you can give to your wife on preparing your lunch, maybe buying something or assisting her on something, that has to be known in advance and start working on it. A housewife never sits idle on the balanced jobs. She never takes things as only important and not urgent and wait for the urgencies to erupt and spoil the whole efforts. She will never do that. So it's important for you to start thinking about your lunch at the time of breakfast itself. Now otherwise, last moment, it becomes an urgent job in the fourth category. So 98% of our jobs shop first on this third category of just being important, not urgent. And if you are intelligent enough to deal them at that stage, your life is well made. Now on the fourth category of jobs which are both important and very, very, very urgent. Let's see how it happens. In the month of June, for a student, examination is something to happen 9 months later in March. So, June, the exam to be in March is not important. Exam is important, but in June it is not important for him. July it is not important. August, the exam in March is not important. September, October, November, December, January, February. Come March, you are in problems. 3 days before the exam, you realize this exam is happening anytime now. It becomes urgent. It has hell in you. You are in absolute turmoil. Because you have hardly 3 days. You had 9 months when the job first shown up to you, but you neglected them as they were only important and not urgent, and waited for that urgency to happen. You played it fool. Now, in the month of March, you have sleepless nights, but don't know how far it's going to help you. But suppose you attended the March examination right from June, gradually going for daily up-to-date studies, revisions, preparations. March, when the exam really come, on the eve of the exam you could have gone for a movie, relax, come back and write an exam. You still would surely score very high marks. So always it's very important to deal jobs when they are just important and not urgent. The first two categories, jobs which are not important, not urgent, jobs which are only not important, urgent, remove them as far as possible. You don't have to look at them as you should be seriously looking. Remove them. It's very important. Now, concentrate on the third category of jobs which are both important, important, not urgent. And if you do that, keep on doing that. Take it as a status of dealing jobs as and when they show up. That's why they say your best time to pay a telephone bill is the first time you see it. If you don't do that immediately, the moment you see the telephone bill, if you don't pay that, you will be facing disconnections, this and all that. You have to rush for making payments, avoiding your important official things. So friends, in time management, the most important thing is this. There are two things. One is, despite all the odds, I did it or I will do it. That determination. Second one, jobs when they show up, only important, not urgent. Don't wait for them to be metamorphosing or transforming into a very urgent job naturally later on. You have sufficient time to deal them at the stage of just being important and not urgent at all. That's a very, 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 very important thing. But try to be up to date in everything as far as possible. Do today's job today itself. Live in day-tight compartments, as they say. Today is a compartment, tomorrow is a different compartment. If you finish today's assignments today itself, there is no last moment rush. You will be comfortable, your adrenaline will be normal, your stresses will be less, and you will be having a composed life. Life will be really good, and you will be really reconstructive and proactive in life. The best way to compose yourself professionally, personally, is to be a good time manager. Manage your time, utilize your time. Keep using your clues, keep using your wisdom in dealing and managing and using your time most appropriately. Thank you very much. Take care.